Hi YouTubers, this is Mindy from My Stone Cottage. I hope that you are having a fabulous day. This is going to be a little bit of me explaining homeschool and why we do it. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's go over what curriculum that we use and how we determined what we would use. For the bulk of our curriculum, we use Heart of Dakota. And what I love about it is that when I first started, read 102 top picks of Cathy Duffy, top picks for homeschool curriculum, and it kind of gives you an assessment of what your personality is, what your child's personality is, what learning method would mesh best with the two of you. There's not going to be a perfect curriculum out there. There's going to be pros and cons to each, just like there is for how you choose to school, period. I personally would have picked a more of a classical approach, and that's what I knew. Since my oldest went to a private school, that's what I knew. I knew a certain curriculum, which was Abeka. I knew that. That's what I was going to use, and this personality quiz told me that this is not for you. This would not have worked. And it certainly would not have worked for my son. He's very tactile. He's very hands-on. He loves living books. He loves adventure. He's not going to just sit at a desk and do busy work. That's just not him. So thankfully, if you are considering homeschooling, I would definitely get Cathy Duffy's book, and I'll try to link it below. But that's my number one, what I would start with. I would first pray, make sure this is really what you want to do, because it's not easy. Second of all, definitely get Cathy Duffy's book, and it will give you the assessment kind of which would work best for you. We kind of fell into a unit study, eclectic, and Charlotte Mason approach. So Heart of Dakota fits into that perfectly for us. I'll kind of give you a brief look at what a day would look like. It has the different boxes. I don't think I can give you a full picture of that for copyright reasons. It's by Carrie Austin, and she just does a fantastic job of laying it out. It has the boxes. It is literally an open and go curriculum. They give you different books, different books, living books that you will work through to get through your history. It gives you science books, and it's not textbooks at all. It's living books and fun books. It takes you on a journey and you're learning science and history as you go along, just by accident, because it's just entertaining and fun. And then gives you activities to do along with that. At this level, they do have things that you do together, some things that are semi-independent, and then there's some things that are completely independent where he can open up this guide, read it, and do his own work. So each box has reading through history, a history project, a story time, vocabulary, research, language arts, Bible study, math, science exploration, independent history study. Every day you can check off every box. Some days we do every single box. There are some days where we may take longer on one box, and we can spend a whole day just researching that topic. So it's very flexible. Even on the back, the first thing it says is that it is flexible. So that's one thing I love about it. It is a Christian curriculum, which is important to us. It's learning the basics, complete plan, learning through history, easy to use, quick activities, Christ-centered, flexible. We love Heart of Dakota. This is our third year of doing Heart of Dakota. We have gone off for a little while. We always come back to this, and like I said, I try to get a unit or a guide to last 2 years. This is through ages 8 to 10. There's extensions to make it age appropriate for 11 to 12-year-olds. He is 10, and we've been doing this for about 6 months now. Back to this. This is always our root of what we go to, because this is just so rich, and I just cannot say enough good things about Heart of Dakota. I love their curriculum. For math, now Heart of Dakota uses, if you go by the guide and do everything day by day, check off the boxes, they use Singapore. We do not use Singapore. We started off with Matthew C. A friend of ours is letting us borrow teaching textbooks. This one is a CD-ROM. So you put the CD in your computer and it gives you the lessons. It walks it through. It's kind of almost cartoonish, but it's kind of fun. And so yeah, you put the disc in, goes through a lesson. They do the problems. And what I love is that it gives you an immediate answer. So if he does not get it correct, it corrects it immediately for him, just right then, so he doesn't have to keep doing it wrongly throughout the rest of the page until I come back and I grade it. It does grading for me. So when he's done, he prints off what percentage of that he got, and I have it set up that if it's anything less than 80%, he has to redo it. So it has the parental controls on it. You can set it up however you would like. But again, what I love about it is he does it. It shows him how he got his answer. If he got it wrong, it will show him how to get the right answer and quiz him again on that specific, what he missed. They'll go over it again. So I love teaching textbooks. So a friend let me borrow this one. We will be getting the Math 5 here shortly. For language arts, I have dabbled a little bit in The Good and the Beautiful. We've done their Anthropods unit study for science. I don't know if I said this or not, we kind of gently school year round, and if you want more information about how we do that, I can tell you that on a later video. But we gently school year round. So over the summer we may slow down a little bit, and we'll just do like a unit study on, last summer it was anthropods. So we learned all the things about bugs and butterflies and bees, and it was every little boy's dream, I guess. He loved it. And it was very interesting because their pictures are just great. This is their language arts. What I love about them is, as of right now, or at least when I printed this off, you can download for free and print it off yourself. I think from now on I'm actually going to order it because there's so much of just these good pictures. It's just gorgeous pictures. It just goes through, it just kind of loses some of the quality when I print it out myself. So I think from now on I will purchase, but I just print out a little bit at a time. What I love about this is that it covers so many topics. You have literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing. It's all in one. So it's just a fun, I know that Good and the Beautiful has a lot of controversial stuff with it because of the writer being ALS or Mormon. There's not, I researched my stuff very in depth, and I've not found anything, if any, I would just say it's probably non-denominational Christian. I mean, it's good moral character. It's not anything I've disagreed with. Again, you need to research on your own, but their language arts is amazing, and I am not a grammar person. That's my struggle. When I said I was going to homeschool, this was going to be the thing that intimidated me the most, because I'm an okay speller, but I'm not, diagramming sentences gives me cold chills and makes me nauseous still today because of going through it when I was a child, and then going through it with my oldest. I couldn't do it. So this has made it so much easier. Then kind of as a cheat program, this is something I got at Sam's. It says complete curriculum for grade level. It has reading, math, spelling, language arts, writing, and test prep. So it says it's a complete curriculum. It's really not. I would not use this alone, but it's a really good filler, and I took it apart, as every homeschool mom tends to do, and I divided it up into binders. So if we're on the road, if we're going to be going somewhere and we just don't want to skip a day of school, I'll just have him do some worksheets. It's just busy work with a lot of other programs. That's what they do every day. So it's like this is reading. So you read a story and it reviews comprehension skills. So you kind of read and then answer the questions over here. It's not really focusing very well. But it has spelling. I do love their spelling program. We tend to do that a little bit more. It has, you know, math for him to work out when we were having a problem with rounding up, or I'm sorry, with the remainders for long division. We just broke that out. It goes over language arts. Writing skills, I've utilized it a lot because he does not like writing. So this makes it a little easier for him that he'll do. But it's all compact. It's all right here together. So I can literally, like this day, he was going to a friend's house. I had a doctor's appointment. He went to a friend's house. They homeschool, so really just brings homeschool with him. That's one thing with this. It's hard just to say I'm going to bring it with him and have him do it on his own, because it's so much of read alouds and living history and narration that it's not something you could just send them off to do on their own at this age. But this, I could take this with him. I let, print out what he was going to do, what page, and here you go. There's your school for the day. So it's good filler. I wouldn't use this all the time, but it's a good, if we're going to go to the park, let's do a couple of worksheets, go play, come back, do a couple more worksheets, go play.
Okay, so the burning question most people want to know is why? Why do you homeschool? Because that just seems crazy. And I would have agreed with you completely. If you would have asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have told you I would never, ever, ever homeschool. So if you are one of those people, I'm right there with you. So today's lesson, kids, don't tell God you're not going to do something, because he will chuckle and say, let me show you how. So the reason that we homeschool is really simple. We were not going to, like I said, and we were living out of state. We had moved from my husband's job, and he went to public school, and he had started in private school and preschool and kindergarten. Great education, and he was a bit more advanced than the other first graders when he went into public school. They wanted to bump him up a grade, and we were against that. Having had we have a 23-year-old as well, so it's not our first rodeo. Our oldest is 23. So we knew some of his friends who had been bumped up were a couple of years younger than him and just faced some challenges maturity-wise. And going off to college at 16 or 17 is not necessarily a wise choice. So we just knew that wasn't the thing to do, how it was not going to work for our family. If it works for you, you do you. But it just was not something we were interested in. A neighbor that we had in South Carolina, her name was Amy, amazing resource, great mom. She was a sweetheart, and she gave me a lot of pointers. Her kids were normal, they were fun, and Owen became friends with them, and he asked if he could homeschool. My husband and I talked about it, we prayed about it, and we knew we were going to be moving back to Kentucky around October, November timeframe. We didn't want to start halfway through the school year, pull him out, not knowing what neighborhood we were going to move into, so it was just going to be easier to homeschool for that transition year. We got into our home and great school while we bought the house, and then we decided it was fun. We enjoyed it. So here we are. That's why we do it. I will say there's pros and cons to everything. My oldest went to private school most of his life. He was 1 year. He went to public school. There's pros and cons to both of those. My son, my youngest, went to private school, public school, and homeschool. And there's pros and cons to each and every one of them. We play it year by year. I'm not saying I will homeschool all through high school, but I'm not saying I won't either. I don't know. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but for us right now, we are enjoying it. We love it, and I don't have a plan to change that right now.
All right, my friends, that is how and why we do what we do. And I look like a hot mess, but it has been a long day. We had a full day of school. I did some videoing for you guys, did some editing, and saw clients, cooked, cleaned, did all the mommy things. So it is now time for me to wrap this up and say goodnight. Hope this was beneficial to you, and as always, I love hearing your comments. So comment below, click like if you've liked this content, and subscribe. Take care, guys. Bye.